Hola, guten Abend and bonjour YouTube. It's Dave here, back out on Dartmoor again. Out for another wild camp tonight, and it might get pretty wild by the sounds of it, according to the forecast anyway. Good job I've got the tent for it, eh? I'm trying out the Naturehike Cloud Peak 2, extremely generously donated to the channel by Eden. Thank you once again. I've come to the Merivale area to try it out. So I'm walking up in between Great Staple Tor and Cox Tor at the moment. I think I'm going to camp on Cox Tor, right up on the top, where it's going to be pretty exposed, but I'm hoping I can find somewhere a little bit sheltered up there. We've got wind coming in from the west and northwest, and we are on the western edge of Dartmoor, so it's probably going to be pretty exposed. But if it does stay clear, we should have some lovely views off of Cox Tor. It's spitting with rain at the moment, but it's been chucking it down all day. This is as light as it's been. It is supposed to rain pretty much all night, so I'm not holding out any hopes that it'll be a nice dry camp tonight. We'll find out, won't we? If you're a fan of the outdoors, hiking, wild camping and budget gear reviews, then you've come to the right place, because that's all I do and I upload once a week. Now with that being said, let's get on with today's video. That's where we're going, up there. Looking pretty inhospitable at the moment. It's coming down quite a bit harder now. I don't want to stop and get my waterproof out because we're almost up there. It's only just over there. The views are stunning. So it's a Great Staple Tor. Well, you can't see Ruse Tor at the moment, but you can see there's all the clouds blowing in, covering it. But you can see Great Staple Tor and Middle Staple Tor, Little Staple Tor, all the way down to like Pew Tor, Feather Tor's in between there, and out that way you can see King's Tor. I think that's Leiden Tor and Ingra Tor off in the distance. But yeah, it's getting pretty miserable up here at the moment. I'm gonna get the tent set up and get inside it and dry off. But I was hoping I could get up here and set up in this kind of break in the rain, this weather window, but it doesn't seem to have happened. Although, as I say that, it has just started to die off a little bit. So maybe, fingers crossed, that's it for a little while. Look at them all hiding from the wind in the shelter of the rock, right where I wanted to go. Bastards. I'll head a bit further up. We'll see what we can see. I'm hoping it won't be too crazily exposed up here. I'm feeling it will be. Look at all that over there. It looks like smoke from a volcano or something. It's incredible. We've made it up to the summit, right up on top of Cox Tor, but I don't think we want to pitch up here. It's all lovely and flat, plenty of space to pitch, but very exposed, just like I thought it would be. The wind's coming off from this direction over here, and you can see we've got nothing protecting us. I'm coming up to the trig point. There's nowhere up here to pitch, way too rocky. It's really exposed up here. I'd like to avoid all of this if I can. We're about to get swamped by the clouds. This is where it's coming in from. This will be fun. Try and find somewhere to pitch in this. Oh, just listen to this. It's barely a sound. That's the trig point there. You can see it just poking up over the top of the rocks. This is how far you have to come down to be completely sheltered by the wind. It's amazing. However, there is nowhere to pitch. It's really bumpy. The ground around here very rocky as well. Just behind those rocks is where all the animals are sheltering. They obviously know. Might go and have a look are those bits down there. I'll come back up to the top where it's really exposed, but there's nowhere to pitch down there. It's so bumpy and rocky everywhere. There's nowhere at all on the sheltered parts. It's up here or nothing, I think. So it might be nothing. Boggy up here as well. Only a bit of flat ground on Cock's Tor. That's the most exposed point. Well, I've pitched. I didn't film it because it started absolutely chucking it down, which you can probably tell by the state of my hat and my trousers. Got very wet, but it's stopped for the moment, so I thought I'd come out and show you the pitch. We're up next to the cairn in the end. It's quite exposed up here, but the wind's died down a little bit, and the cloud you can see has cleared off towards Great Mis over there. You can see Ruse Tor and Great Staple Tor, and Great Mis is this big one behind it. We haven't been there yet. I want to go out there soon. And you can see all the cloud has moved off in that direction. It's blowing from this way, which is also looking quite dark. So I'm hoping there's not going to be too much more rain, at least for a bit, so I can be out and explore a little bit. But regardless, the nature hike, I've not even got the guy lines out. They're all still tied up. Not got them out yet. But look how sturdy it looks. It's a really robust looking tent. I think because it's got those 3 poles, and they're do they call it a geodesic design, something like that? I don't know. But anyway, I'm gonna quickly, I was gonna say I'm gonna whack my jacket on to warm up a little bit, but it's soaking wet, so I probably won't whack my jacket on to warm up a bit. I'll just make do in the t-shirt, put some warmer clothes on when I actually get into the tent. There we go, tent's all zipped up, and you can see that's where the trig point is up there. Where I've pitched is probably about the only area, like kind of this area around this cairn up here. It's basically the only place to pitch up on Cock's Tor, right on the top. So you do want a tent that's going to withstand the wind, and hopefully the Nature Hike Cloud Peak 2 will. Oh, hope you can see me. Yeah, hopefully the Nature Hike Cloud Peak 2 will be able to withstand the wind. It looks like it should. It's looking really sturdy as I'm looking back at it now. And these views down here, while we've got the chance to look at them, you can see Tavistock, there's patchwork of fields just at the foot of the Tor, and all the way out to Brent Tor in the distance. You can hear how wet the ground is. Just having a wander up to the trig point on top of Cock's Tor. That's where the pitch is back there. Hopefully there's going to be some nice views. If it's clear enough, we'll get a sunrise out that way over towards Great Mis, Ruse Tor and Great Staple Tor, if it's clear enough. Regardless, the views up here are gorgeous. And as windy as it is, it's not very cold today. It's just windy and wet. No, my luck, the rain's going to start again while I'm in a t-shirt up at the trig point. I'm going to jog back over to the tent. Oh yeah, these views have opened up a bit compared to what they were earlier, haven't they? Yeah, it's definitely cleared up here. Gorgeous. So this is home for tonight. If I can unzip it, which is not easy to do one-handed. There we go. Got my roll mat out at the moment. Everything's a little bit damp in here. I'm going to try and dry it off. But yeah, got my backpack stuffed down here. It should be nice and cosy. That's my view out. The wind's blowing from this side, so I'm not going to be using that door. But I'm hoping to get a nice sunrise in the morning because we're facing east. The sunrise should be coming up over there somewhere. That's the plan anyway. It's just gone 7:30. I'm in the tent now. as you can see. It's definitely smaller in the Cloud Peak 2 than it is in my Naturehike Tamar 2, but I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. I think especially in winter, it's easier to heat a smaller space, isn't it? So I think this would be a good winter tent for sure. Even now, the wind's still blowing out there, but there's barely any movement in here. It's pretty still. You can see a bit of movement. This is the side that we're getting hit from by the wind, but just standing up to it, nice and sturdy. Not even got the guy lines out. I'll peg the guy lines out if I do need to later on, but I'm hoping I won't. Hoping it'll just stand up to it. I'm not hungry or anything yet, and I'm not gonna set my bed up, but I am just sitting on my roll mat, just so the ground doesn't suck any of the heat out of me. But like I say, it's not too cold at the moment. Gonna get colder in the night though, so we'll see how it goes. I've opened the outer door from the top, as you can do with the Cloud Peak 2, just to peek out, and look what's happened. Well, the clouds come back. Can't see anything. That's where the trig point is, over there. Can't see it at all. I'm hoping it's not going to be like this in the morning for the sunrise, but I've got a sneaky suspicion that it might be. I can just see. I can hear people shouting. Can't see anyone though. Just sheep dotted around up here with me. That's the thing when it's quite windy up here. The wind can carry people's voices quite a long way. They might be half a mile away. They just sound close. Well, since the weather's coming again out there, I think I'm definitely in for the night now. I'm just gonna chill for a bit. I'm still not hungry. It's 8 o'clock. Is it 8 o'clock? It is 8 o'clock. Just got 8. Yeah, still not hungry, but got some snacks. I've got a brunch chopped chip bar, and I've got these Gray's Smoky Barbecue Crunch. And they're like bits of corn and peas that are covered in a really tasty coating. I don't know if you've ever had them before, but if you haven't, they're lovely. They're very Moorish though. I tend to, when I get started, I can't stop. But I thought I'd bring them because they're low in calories, high in protein, and they're very tasty. This is what I've got for dinner tonight. It's a Firepot chili con carne. And then for breakfast tomorrow, I've got a Wayfarer's all day breakfast. If I fancy it, because I brought it last time I was out. I just didn't really fancy breakfast in the morning. I just had like some snacky bars like this, and then we packed up and left. But yeah, see what I feel like in the morning, I think. Brought a book with me as well today. That won't have helped the weight, will it? Talk about weight saving, but yeah, brought a book. But yeah, I really just bought it just so I can keep myself entertained. I wasn't sure if I was going to have any internet signal up here. I seem to have a bit of one. I've got 4G at the moment, but it's kind of been going in and out. So yeah, I've got the book to read. I can hang the lantern up and read it once it gets dark. So yeah, just keeping myself entertained really. I'm all on my own this time, so got no one to keep me company. Right, well, I'm just getting ready to set up my bed. I've got my Andy's inflatable mattress again, which almost looks like it's too long for the tent, doesn't it? But it does kind of shrink a little bit once it's all blown up. But to help me with it, I have bought this little gizmo. It's a Flextail gear pump. And what you do is you just attach it to the valve over there, and it blows it up for you. So let's give it a go, shall we? Yeah, it is rather loud and a bit fiddly to do while filming as well, because you kind of got to hold it in place, otherwise it does come off. But you can see it inflating much quicker than using my lung power. You can see it shrinking as well, the length of the mat as it inflates. So it will fit in the tent. There we go, all inflated. Nicely pumped up. Could maybe put a little bit more in, but I'm always a little bit scared of over-inflating it. Flextail Gear Tiny Pump. It is, cost me 25 quid. Bought it online. So much easier than blowing it up yourself. And I even blew up my high gear comfort pillow as well. So hopefully that'll give me a nice comfortable sleep. And I've saved my lung power for hiking in the morning. Not that I'm doing any hiking in the morning, I'm just walking back to my car, but if I wanted to do some hiking in the morning, I would have more lung power to do it. It's seriously warm in this tent. Like, the weather right now is saying it's 15 degrees here on top of Cockstore. And it's not sunny, as you can see outside. It's definitely not sunny. But I'm boiling in here. So I've got the top open and this bit open. A little bit of air in. So I think this is going to be a really good tent for the winter. Really good. But no, I'm thoroughly enjoying it so far. It feels like it's going to be another comfortable night. Just laying back on my bed here. Especially when I've got the double pillows with the pillow in my mat and this high gear comfort pillow. Yeah, hoping for a good night's sleep. Got some water on the boil. Gonna make my fire pot. And it's cleared a little bit out there now, look at this. Can still see the low clouds over White Tor in front of us there though. I've got my head torch on, sorry if that's blinding you. Because the lantern is on charge, because I forgot to charge it before I came out. So I hung it up from the hook, literally turned it on and it went straight out. So not ideal, but yeah, just boiling some water. And then the fire pot, it says to open the pouch and remove the oxygen eater sachet. So I'll take that out. Pinch the pouch at level 5 to mark the correct water level. Pour in boiling water, 350 millilitres, up to the correct level. Stir well, seal and let stand for 15 minutes. Stir again and enjoy. It makes a change on a camp for me having a vestibule large enough to cook in, because I've not had that before. Just waiting for it to rehydrate, and then hopefully this will be a nice tasty meal. I'm still not in my sleeping bag, I've still not even got it out of the bag yet. It's starting to get a little bit chillier now though, now the sun's gone in. I'm noticing the chill a little bit more, but still not cold. 15 minutes are up, so let's open this up and see what it looks like. Okay. It doesn't look bad at all actually. All done, ready to test. My first test of a fire pot meal, never had one before. Here we go. Chilli con carne fire pot meal. It's good. There's a little bit of a crunchy bit. Sorry, I'm eating with my mouth. I'm speaking with my mouth full. There's a bit of a crunchy bit in there, which obviously didn't dehydrate, or rehydrate I should say. But it's good. Hot as well, spicy. It's better than the Adventure Foods pasta bolognese that I had last time. Look at that. Cheers. Hello YouTube, it's 2:30 in the morning. I just got up to go to the toilet. It's eerie outside because we're in the cloud. Oh, and I've got this head torch on. Ugh, blinded myself. Ugh, stop it. Yeah, I've got the head torch on. I think I can see less with the torch on than without it, because it just reflects back off the cloud because it's so thick all around. I fell asleep straight after my last update, just after dinner. That was what, 4.5 hours ago? About 4 hours of sleep so far. Probably another 4 hours until sunrise. I'm going to try and get some more sleep. Morning YouTube. Doesn't look like we're going to be getting a sunrise this morning. There's no change from last night really. Low visibility in the clouds. It must have rained a bit in the early hours because the tent's a lot wetter than it was when I was awake at whatever it was, 2:30 I think. But 6 o'clock now and I'm kind of fully awake, so just taking a wander up to the trig point, but yeah, there's no views or anything like that. Just some sheep and ponies up here with me. It's much more still this morning, even right up on top here, next to the trig point, than it was last night. Bit of a breeze, but nothing much to speak of really. Some weird noises in the night. I didn't get any of them on camera. I kept trying to, but every time I took the camera out they'd stop. But I don't know what they were. They were coming from down in the valley, I think, over kind of off the side of Dartmoor, you know, west of Coxtor, or maybe northwest, out towards the Brent Tor way, but kind of down in the fields and farms around that way. So I don't know what they were. But yeah, it was like a weird moaning noise. Eerie it was in the night, what with those noises. And when I did get up to go to the toilet, I was shining the head torch around and you couldn't see anything because it was just reflecting back off of this. I think it was even thicker in the night because you turn it on with the head torch, because it was reflecting back off of it, it was so thick you could see about 3 feet in front of your face, and it was just, all you could see was the light bouncing back at you from 3 feet away. I tried to do some exterior shots of the tent when I got up in the middle of the night, like shining the head torch on it and filming it from the outside, and couldn't see it. Not really anyway, because even standing close to it, the head torch was just reflecting back off of the fog all around it. So yeah, eerie, spooky. I'm not going to hang around for too long this morning because it doesn't seem much point really. I'm already up, so it's not like I can have a lay-in because I'm awake, I'm up and about. We're not going to get a sunrise because over there is where the sun is rising, right around now. Which we're obviously not going to get to see. And there's no views or anything to show you. So I think I'm going to start packing everything away. Tent's wet, like I said, it looks like it's rained in the early hours because it's a lot wetter than it was when I got up in the middle of the night, but it wasn't wet on the inside at all. There was a couple of drops on the outside of the inner of the tent, if that makes sense, on kind of like the mesh around the top, but I think that's where, because it was on this side, I think under here, and I think that's where the wind has kind of blown it either in through this way or in through this way, and there's just been a few drops that have got in, but other than that, brilliant. nice and cozy as well. It's definitely smaller than the Naturehike Tamar 2 that I've got, but it still did a good job. Plenty of room in there for me. I think 2 people would be a bit of a squeeze, but then that's the same with most 2-person tents, isn't it? Right, let's get all this cleaned up. There we are, left no trace, just a slight flattening of the grass where I was, where the tent was. I ended up putting the pegs and the poles in the backpack separately and just folded up the tent and stuffed it into the stuff sack. Mat, inner, outer, all attached together, goes away nice. It's a really handy feature, and having the stuff sack's really handy actually as well, because it just means that you don't have to fold it and everything like that. You can just shove it in. It's much handier than the Naturehike. And we are just about, they're just starting to disappear again now, but you probably can't see it on camera, but I was just able to see some of the landscape down there, so you never know, we might get some kind of view on the way back to the car, maybe when we drop down out of the clouds. A couple of those ponies over there still hanging around. We say goodbye to Cox Tor, my home for the night. I could go the more direct route, which is over that way, straight down off of the face of Cox Tor, but it's quite steep, and there's a little bit of a scrambly section. It's not like a proper scramble, but when the rocks are all going to be wet and slippery and I'm carrying a big heavy backpack, it's probably not a good idea. It looks like this is where all the ponies went from last night as well. They're all down here. They must have come down for a drink this morning. There's loads of them. All the ones that were sheltering up by that rock when we came up to Cox Tor. I'm about halfway back to the car now. Got about 10 minutes left of walking, so I think that'll pretty much do it for today's video. But thank you very much for watching. Another wild camp successfully under our belts, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, please do hit the like button, drop a comment down below, and subscribe if you want to see more. And I'll see you again next week for another adventure. Cheers.